Good morning. So we're almost approaching the weekend, but before that, I will bring you another guest called Dr. Amit Sawant. He is a proven customer-centric leader with extensive experience in enterprise and consumer space at a lot of companies which you might know, such as Dell, NetApp, and TCS, with a strong record of delivering groundbreaking products in areas involving data analytics, data management, SaaS, and security, which are some of the top hot tools that are present in the market today. Let's welcome Dr. Amit on 10 Minutes of Hiding Wisdom, where he will tell us about his experience working with companies, what he has learned, and what we can take away from it. Hi, Amit. How are you doing today?
Hey, Meenal, I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you so much for joining us, Amit. What are your plans for today?
Plans for today is talking with you. Then I have a couple of sales meetings after that. So pretty busy calendar.
Okay, sounds good. So, Amit, can you tell us about where you currently work and what your position is within the company?
Yeah, sure. So currently I work at a startup in the health tech space called Somatix. So I'm the chief product and business officer there. So my role there is managing the business strategy and the product strategy for Somatix. So let me tell you a little bit about what Somatix is all about. So here our mission with this health tech startup is to improve patient lives in a cost-effective manner. So we have built a AI-powered platform that through wearables like smart bands that currently I'm wearing, we collect data about patients' activities 24 by 7. So you can imagine with all of this vast amount of data, we do predictive analytics on top of that data to identify certain patterns and trends within how the patient is doing. What is his sleep pattern? His, how often are they waking up at night? What is their hydration pattern? How often are they taking water, liquid, whatever be the case? Then, based upon all of this, we can correlate as to whether a patient is at a risk of falling, whether a person is at a risk of dehydration, UTI risk analysis. So, all of these things we can do based upon the data that we collect, and we can provide clinical insights that enable the caretakers, whether it's the nurses at the hospitals or the caregivers at assisted living facilities, so that they can take better care of their patients. So that's something that Somatics does, and I'm very proud to be associated with Somatics.
That sounds wonderful. I think specifically in the US, the healthcare system sucks. So it's much needed that we actually come up with such companies who are much passionate about caring for their customers, which are specifically patients. I'd be curious to know, you mentioned that you have a band. How exactly is your band different from an Apple Watch or a Fitbit? Because they collect the number of hours that you sleep on, they do measure the number of steps and everything. So I understand that you do provide insights regarding clinical discoveries and everything, but what exactly makes your product stand out?
Yeah, sure. So great, great question there. So the one thing, like initially when we started the company, so this was about 5 years or so, and then we actually worked on collecting a whole lot of data from, like through our pilots for about 3 years. And then based on those insights, then we, like put a product out in the market. But sort of the feedback that we received from our patients and our customers was that they wanted a smart band that will last for about 3 days or 6 days of battery life. So at that point, whatever was available out in the market, whether it's the Samsung watches or the Fitbits or the Apple iWatch, uh, sort of the battery life was maybe a day, maybe a day and a half or so. So that was something that was not gonna cut it for the population base that we are going after, which is senior patients at hospitals and at these elderly care facilities. So that's one of the reasons why we decided to build our own purpose-built smart band, which is simple, no frills. Like it doesn't have a watch or anything. It just has a simple one-button emergency button that if a patient is in some sort of danger, they can just press the emergency button, and then you can get like it sends alerts and notifications to the caregiver, and then they can take better care of the patient. And then also being at a price point, Apple Watch, I think it's about $250, $300 or something. So that was also a price point that our patients weren't okay with. So they wanted a simple smart band that will do the job and within a price range of about $70 to $80 or so. So that was one of the primary reasons why we decided to build our own purpose-built smart band.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I think specifically because of the price, and especially because I think so many people, like for example, if they take off their Apple Watch, sometimes they forget to wear it. So
Right,
a lot of good data would have been missed on that. So I can definitely see how you can measure 24/7 your patient's progress
right.
and provide insights based on that. So that sounds definitely amazing. So you mentioned your company has been in existence for over 5 years, Amit. So can you tell us about your culture? What kind of people would you want to be a part of your company?
Yeah. So sort of the main drivers from a culture perspective for us is that we want to have a very collaborative environment at work where sort of like we don't believe in hierarchies that, hey, okay, you have the CEO, you have the chief product business officer, and then others, and anybody can talk to anybody. So that's one of the big attractions about working at Somatix. We believe in um, sort of having an open, transparent dialogue with all of the team members. In fact, like we have all hands like pretty much every month where we make sure that we provide all of the data to our engineering counterparts so that they understand what the leadership is thinking, where the market is moving towards. Yeah, because one of the biggest things that engineering folks need to understand is why are we doing certain things? So why did we change the priority, or why is the priority of this thing higher than the other thing? So addressing those why questions really helps you have more skin in the game, if you will, in terms of, yeah, now I truly understand what is the mission, what is the goal that you are going after. And that really shows in your productivity as well as you're working towards executing and delivering certain aspects, either for the market or for the customer base that you're going after. So I would say sort of the foundational pieces are open dialogue, transparency, trust, and teamwork. I think these would be the
I
foundational
think that's
pieces.
wonderful. I think why the specific question of why can be related to purpose driven
Absolutely.
organizations because the more you understand why you're working for a company, why you're doing something, the more likely you are to believe in the mission and put in more work, even if it includes giving in more hours, just because you truly understand that the value of work you're doing is making a
Right.
difference in
And
someone's life.
actually, that's
So
one of
that is absolutely amazing.
absolutely, and that's one of the primary reasons why I decided to join Somatics.
Well, it worked out for you, Amit. You're passionate about this, you're doing something great, and you're making a difference in so many people's lives.
Absolutely,
So I can definitely see why you decided to do this.
absolutely.
The last question for you would be, Amit, because your company seems to be doing amazing, I would love to understand if your company is hiring, what kind of positions are open, and what is the time scale that you're looking to fill in these
Yeah,
positions?
sure. Yeah, so Somatics is headquartered in New York, so sort of all of our business operations are in New York, but our research and development center is in Israel. So all of our engineering is in Israel. So currently, we have a couple of openings on the engineering side of things. So we have an open position for a VP of development. So that's one of the critical positions that we really want to fill maybe in the next month or so. So that's one open position. And we are also looking for a data scientist that we want in Israel as well to work closely with our engineering counterparts. See, because one of the secret sauce for Somatics is the data analytics, the AI ML, the predictive analytics that goes based on the data that we collect. So we have collected a whole lot of data, and we are in this constant mode of improving our algorithms even further. Like today, if our accuracy, the sensitivity and specificity of our algorithms is in the 80%, 85%, we want to go to 90, 95%. And one of the big things to get there is collect a whole lot of data on our population, on our patients, but then annotate that data and then further improve your algorithms. So that's why that's one of the reasons why we're looking to add to our data scientist pool as well.
Love that. I think specifically because I think more data points can help in establishing a causation, a correlation, which is
Absolutely.
something that's so important, specifically because you're actually dealing with data to actually prove scientific studies, what a patient would need. So hats off to you to coming up with something that is making a difference in so many people's lives.
Thank you.
But other than that, Amit, our time is up for today. It was short, I know, but I learned a lot from you, from your wonderful company and how it's helping so many people out there. But I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you continue to making a difference in people's lives. Thank you so much.
Sure thing. Yeah. Thank you for having me on.